Biden is expected to announce the State of the Union. The U.S. will deploy troops on the ground in Gaza in what must be the most psychotic thing I have ever heard a president plan to say at a State of the Union. Biden has been freaking out over the far left pro-Palestine activists. And so now you've got members of the Biden administration saying things like, we want a ceasefire. You know, what did Kamala Harris say? We want a ceasefire. And Israel should do everything they can to get the hostages back. And it's like, you're talking out both sides of your mouth. They know that if they don't get the pro-Gaza leftists, they cannot win. So what is Biden doing? This is a mistake. We should not be sending boots on the ground for one thing. This is an attempt to appease the far left. It won't work because he's saying we are going to colonize Gaza. That's wild.
This is World War III. Sadly, and more U.S. service members are about to get killed. A strong men and women, the ones that should be here protecting us.
Our border.
They're exactly, at least our border. But they're being sent to foreign nations to fight for this proxy war.
I want to see the odds on that. Biden deploying troops to the border. Next to nothing, right?
That's never going to happen.
It's plus
that would be like
10,000.
Yeah, plus $1 million. $100 bet wins you $1 million.
Does this article say how, because what they'll do is they'll say, we're just sending in peacekeepers right now or advisors or like merchants or something.
I saw that it's like a temporary port.
They call the port temporary. That's what they did in Vietnam. They sent advisors first.
Yes.
There's like 10,000 dudes or however many.
aid.
Yeah.
10,000 armed advisors.
Just to advise the locals on how to, and then
and that's how also COVID started. It was temporary. You stayed home for 3-5 days, but then it was for the next 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I just realized Ian's 51st state may be becoming true finally.
Yeah.
It's
wild,
funny because
dude.
what's going to happen is the history book's going to be like, in the year 2023, Joe Biden was watching Timcast IRL when Ian Crossland mentioned making Gaza the 51st state.
I openly oppose this. I want everyone to know that.
Biden reportedly turned to Kamala Harris and said, this guy's onto something.
Perfect.
A year later, a colony was established.
Next year, Ian's not on IRL because he's an advisor in the Biden White House.
I'll be the first governor of Gaza.
This is the conquering of... This is the end of Gaza.
It's not funny.
If the U.S. builds a port in Gaza while Israel is engaged in a military campaign invasion, it's simple. This is the beginning of the end of the Gaza
They'll start
Strip.
shipping people out into the United States.
Yep.
This is like just mass immigration.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, we have about 20 more, I would say more, by the end of 2024. 20 plus illegal immigrants in our nation. Guess what's going to happen with those people from Gaza? They're going to be coming here. And don't forget that those people hate the United States of America. The majority of them.
Yeah, they don't want our way of life.
Exactly.
I think what's hard about this situation for Biden's team, I can imagine, is that there's absolutely no good solution. There is no way for him to navigate this international crisis in a way that appeases both sides of his base. Because let's be honest, I really don't think Joe Biden truly cares about anyone from Israel, anyone from Gaza. He is trying to get reelected. In a weird, warped way, his attention is on American voters, only progressive ones that he's hoping will go to the ballot for him or go to the voting booth for him. And I think this is a polarizing issue. I know it can be among conservative circles too, but definitely among older people who would consider themselves Democrats and younger people who consider themselves Democrats.
This is wild. Someone drove up on the sidewalk at D.C., revving the engine at pro-Palestine protesters. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they arrested him. There's like wild video of the cops like throwing the driver to the ground. He's wearing like a purple button-up shirt, and they towed his car.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
But Gaza protesters have been pretty vocal about the fact that they're frustrated with Biden. I mean, there was a rally earlier this year that they were throwing like smoke bombs and stuff towards the White House. It's something they feel strongly about. And again, I don't know that there is a way that Biden is ever going to be able to negotiate look, I have worked out a compromise. I'm helping both sides solution that makes anyone happy.